What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another portfolio update. Sorry it's been a while since the last portfolio update. A lot has happened that I need to update you on. So, as you guys may be aware, there has been a Tesla earnings call since, my last update. So, yeah, a lot of stuff's changed to do with Tesla and, just the company in general. So, if we go into Tesla, we can see that it currently is trading for $286 a share. And guys, I've done it. I've hit 400 shares of Tesla in my stocks and shares ISA. I have 105 shares in my general investing account. So across both accounts, I have gone over the 500 share goal. I have 505 shares, and obviously that was my goal before I was starting to diversify into other stocks. I've always wanted to hit 500 shares. Obviously, I will still continue to buy Tesla shares in my ISA account due to me wanting to move shares from my general investing account to my ISA, just because I see there being so much growth in Tesla. Obviously, not financial advice. That I want to all that growth to be in my ISA, protected from tax. So now I'm at 400 shares in this account. What is the value of this account? This account is currently this position in Tesla is currently valued at £85,000. Well, nearly 86. Just crossed over 86 right there. And that means I'm up £8,400. I'm up 10.82%. My average price is $251 a share. And yeah, so if we go into the 1 month, we can see that we have had a massive bounce since the Tesla Q1 earnings. Now, the earnings itself were awful. There was nothing really good on those earnings other than we had positive cash flow, positive income. That was literally the only good thing. The fact that we didn't go negative. If we went negative, it could be a different story. It was the actual earnings call that we did see some good news. So we saw reiteration that their first robot taxis are going to be launched in June. We saw Elon stepping back from Doge, and so yeah, generally across the board, there was good future outlook. Partly the reason why we see in the last 3 months down 28.4% is because we knew Q1 was going to be bad. Going into Q1, we knew results were going to be bad. Generally, with Tesla, Q1's always a lot worse than Q4. It's generally quite cyclical, just because it's so reliant on the automotive side of the business. Obviously, that will change going into the future when the other aspects of the business do, massively ramp up. The energy business, that had a good quarter, but obviously, in terms of as a proportion of the whole business, it's very small, so it wasn't enough to lift up the earnings. As you guys can see, over the past year, Tesla is up 70% over the past year. Obviously, that is coming. My average is a lot higher than that, so I'm not up 70. But there was points where I was buying a year ago. So some of these shares, when I was buying at 181, 170, those are up 70%. But my portfolio as a whole, because I didn't buy in the ISA at these highs. But if we go, I did buy these highs and these highs. So I was buying in the 300s in this account. So that's why the average is like 250. So if we go over to my portfolio, what does this mean for my portfolio? So as you guys can see, current value of my portfolio as a whole, £86,400. I'm currently sitting at just under £500 in cash. And I'm currently sitting at just under £86,000 in investments. I'm sitting at 400 Tesla shares. Asset allocation, 100% Tesla. Guys, if you want to comment down below, like what shares I should buy next, what company I should buy into next, I will buy one share of the most upvoted comment in the comment section. So if you guys want me to buy any share of your guys' choosing, just comment it down below. If it gets the most thumbs up, I will buy that share for the next video. Keep in mind, I only have about £500 cash, so it can't be like, Berkshire Class A where it's like £300,000. Yeah, it can't be that. So, I assume some of you are going to comment, Berkshire now. So, my ISA allowance is I've currently used £4,000, and considering we've just only entered May, yeah, that's pretty good. That was the goal I wanted to hit. Obviously, I've only just hit that because we have entered May and I have used some of May's budget to put into my ISA, so it was a little bit less than that. But yeah, my goal for April was to put in £4,000. The fact that I did it and it's the start of May is still, pretty bad, like pretty good. If I keep up this, rate, I've maxed out my ISA in 5 months. So, but I'm not going to keep it up. But yeah, just the fact that I have put in £4,000 this tax year is good. But it's kind of a two-sided thing, because although it's good that I put so much in, I just know it's going to get to like November where it's maxed out, and I'm just like, great, now I'm gonna have to continue putting into my general invested account and it's not have that tax-free wrapper. So yeah, it's kind of bittersweet. As you guys can see, my net deposits are currently sitting at £82,000, well, just under £83,000. Current value of £86,000. And my max return is, across the whole age of the account is 9.9%, which is all right. It's not the best. Obviously, it was a lot higher when. If we go this past year, where Tesla did hit an all-time high, and it was valued when my portfolio was 141. But obviously, if Tesla does get back to those prices, my portfolio value will be a lot higher than 141 because obviously I've added a lot more shares since then. So yeah. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like, subscribe. I'm sorry it's been so long since the last video. I will, be more consistent with these uploads from now on. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.